Welcome to DreamWeaver and Chill, and thanks for chilling with me. Tonight, I have the world-famous international superstar himself, HelloKitty. Mr. Kitty, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm awesome, man. I'm always enjoying my life when I'm talking to you guys.
Well, hey, that's how it's supposed to be. It's entertainment. It's fun.
It's a game, you know?
Exactly.
I wish more people could understand that. It's just a game.
It's just business or it's just a game. It's never personal.
Well, what alliance are you in right now?
And Las Vegas Empire, LVE.
Are you liking it?
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I don't want to throw shade to Sarge. He had to do what he had to do when I first came back the second time. He took me in, and I that damn chat bug caught me. I posted a link the second time after I'd been warned. I posted a link. It was supposed to be for the AC. I played it off because I was nonchalant, and I got tossed.
It was not as easy a decision as you think, man. It was hard.
But I respect him for it because I flat out broke the rule. And I did what I did. He had to do what he had to do, and I've been in his situation.
No, he's a stand-up guy, and we know you're a stand-up guy. So it was kind of like, man, this... And you had just come back, right? So you were just, like, fresh and, like, ready to rock and roll. So I get it.
But, you know, I took the 2 years off. I came back, and it was like, I think it was my second day. I was watching my neighbor get raided by EMC, and so I started throwing Rialtas at him, and they just gangbanged me. And that rush of emotion came back from day one when I originally started playing, and I had to whoa. Took the 2 years off. We gotta stop the emotion, you know, the rage. You know, you get into it and you can feel it, and it's like, whoa, I gotta step back, gotta rethink. This is not right.
And I'm also I've been gone for 2 years, so these guys are a little tougher too.
You got that right. They were nuking me big time. But I was only a 34 then.
You rose pretty fast, man, when you got back. I noticed that. Like, there were days where you were just, like, pounding levels.
Well, I had to relearn before I could do that. Game evolved so much. I like it because you can do so much without just smashing. That's all it was in the old days. Smash. And it got old.
Yeah.
And I like the way it's evolved. Being up to the level I am, it's not as bad as down where everyone's so crowded. You know, you just can't do anything without someone in your business. Dark space is so nice. Got all the time in the world. You might see a guy here or there. They're doing their own thing. Leave them alone. Let them do their thing. You do your thing. Everyone's happy. There's no bumping shoulders. There's no, I'm trying to get this hostile. There's another guy there. And then there's another guy behind him. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, it's way better now that all the big dogs have moved up to 4-star and I guess 5-star now. And it left a lot of room for us 3-star guys for mining and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that. I think it's grade 4 gas is the only real major issue I see trying to get on right. Yeah. It's bad. You should see it. I mean,
really?
It's beyond. I mean, they came up with a new row because of it. You have to use a faction miner on grade 4 or you are tossed.
Oh, wow.
You're on there with a Meridian or a Botany Bay or whatever. If it's not a faction miner, you're not covered by row. You're toast.
Yeah, and that's a new thing that a lot of people don't like, but a lot of people do, it turns out.
Well, I was in the GC arguing the point, but I do, being new somewhat and being that guy. When I first started dabbling in dark space, I could only get up there with Meridians. They're slow, but they're not as slow. You get like a 10 or 12 hour mine on 100K, and when you're barely getting into dark space, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I can understand the meridian argument, but if you're on a node with a miner that takes days, the fuck off.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it makes sense. People like to get in and get out, and I would love to go in there and clean house sometimes.
Now, see me, I'm trying to go with a clean slate, new reputation. I don't mess with people. I don't like to clear zeros unless I need the node. And even when I'm way dark, up in the warp 50 or above, no, I won't mess with those guys. And I try to pay it forward too. You know, I'll message the guy. If I see him idle, I'll message him. Hey, I'm about to leave this node. And believe it or not, it does come back as a pay it forward. People will message you back if they see you. It's a gentleman's thing up there, and it's not bad.
I'll tell you, I don't hunt miners. I see those guys. I think it's hilarious that I see hunt mining, and I'm like, wow, I'll message them or just leave them alone. But I know a lot of people, they see a hunt miner and they kill them.
When I was in hunt for a couple days up in dark space, I had a guy hit me and then immediately was throwing PMs going, I apologize. I know you're not part of the alliance as a normal player. And I'm like, man, no, I'm wearing a hunt tag. You treat me like hunt.
Yeah.
I'm fine. It's the nature of the game. When you're flying colors, that's how the game is. You can't place favorites or sides.
Yeah. And to be honest, hunt is not what it used to be. They're going a different direction, it seems like.
They are, but you gotta respect them. 20 players, maybe 21. There's not too many of them. It's hard to find them.
Yeah, when you do, they don't care. Hit my base. I don't care.
Exactly, and they will rally. They will rally and support.
Did you start at the very beginning?
Not the very beginning. I was maybe a week late. I seen the ads, and it was gnawing at me. And it had to have been a week, because when I started, there was a lot of level 5s, 6s, 7s. It was about a week raw.
Yeah, and it took a while to get there back then.
I don't even remember the first alliance I was in. I was only in there for 3 days.
What was the name of it? You don't remember it?
I don't know it at all. Yeah. There was only a couple guys. It was an alliance that was in the system I was in, and I'm like, I'll join these guys. You know, just dabble my feet and see what it takes me. It was nothing. No one spoke. No one did anything. So I was like,
yeah, I remember those days. I think like the very beginning, they told you, now join an alliance, find an alliance and join one. It's just whatever one was open, right? Like, that's what I think I did.
Yeah, it was. And I went for the PD alliance. I went for Fury. It was pretty much my first alliance.
Mine was called QUAZ, Quaz, and I don't know what it meant. Nobody talked.
That name sounds very vaguely familiar.
There's
a couple different variations, weren't there?
Man, I don't know. It was there. I was there for a couple of weeks, and then Anubis found me and invited me to United Earth, and got in with that crew. So
Noobs is a great guy. I love Noobs.
Man, he's just a real genuine guy. He does, he gets involved a little bit, but he never really trash talks like some people do. He just plays the game.
Noobs was a behind the scenes kind of guy. Him and Vulcan were teamed up a lot. When I dealt with Noobs, it was generally with Noobs and Vulcan.
Well, they left GOT together. I mean, I remember that. So, yeah, they were a pair.
Yeah, because when I was dealing with Vulcan, before I brought him into raid, they were a package deal. Those two.
And it used to be, what was his name? It was like something Wolf of War, Dogs of War is what it was. Dogs of War. He was there too. Hounds of War. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've even thought about that name.
He's in raid or in Fear.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he was my neighbor when I first parked in purple clip space. He was my neighbor for a long time.
Yeah, I remember him.
Great.
Well, so you're back, and you said you're turning over a new leaf. So tell me, what is your personal code of ethics in the game now?
Well, I play aggressive, but I'm not. When I first played, I smashed. But I as you learn and the game evolves, you build friendships. And if there was a point there where when Raid was starting to evolve, I would go through a whatever mining system, and I'd play Duck Duck Goose. You're cool. Don't know you, you're dead. You're cool. Don't know you, you're dead. You know? But I had so many as in personal hits. It wasn't official. You're cool, I'm not going to hit you. And after a certain point, I was hardly hitting anybody. Because I was friends with so many people, and I loved it. But I had to leave because of the war. It broke me. I was done. When the MD war ended and all the dust settled, I was bitter, angry. I lost Hydro, my best friend. My time was pretty much up. When he was gone, it hurt so bad. Losing the one guy that you could count on day after day.
And who was this?
Hydro.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was my yin and yang. You know, I mean, he was we knew each other so well. We could go into a system without speaking a word. We knew each other's play style. You know, he would be set up an ambush, and then everyone would chase me, and he would come out and start smashing. It was perfect. We knew how each other's play style worked. We worked so well together.
So take me through that little history of those alliances. So you started out in Fury, and then you went to where next?
All right. Well, this is quite the story, because I went to Fury, and I have a strategy thing. I grew up playing. Everyone was playing Super Mario with Nintendo. I had Nubunga's Ambition. I had Romancing the Three Kingdoms. I mean, on the original Nintendo, these games weren't sold around here. And I love military strategy. And so when I went to Fury, within a week, I was training those guys how to play. But Sick wasn't really, he led, but he wasn't really the type of leader you wanted. He was too nonchalant. He didn't feel hungry enough for me. So I applied for Prime. And that was a long process. I had to go to Prime 2, and Cookie Monster was there. Taco Tuesday, I believe, was there. God, I think Andy was there. RCRFU. Rico's Roughnecks. He was the old Rico's admiral. I think Andy was there. That's what Prime 2 ended up turning into. I applied for Prime, and I finally got in with Big T.
I remember him.
It was a shock to my system. Don't do this, don't do that, you can't hit this, you can't do that. And I'm like, what? I just went through all these hoops to just be told you can't do this? Oh, within a week I was done. Done. Nope. I think I went back to Fury for a couple days and then jumped over to MD.
So you were like the face of MD for a while, right? You were the voice, you had your news going up.
I was the face, and Hydro was behind the scenes. I was the propaganda guy. Atmo did the diplomacy and the discord with the various allies, and I pretty much was the propaganda. Hydro would do the basic smashing and stuff, but it was like that for a while. But before we knew it, MD became a group of strangers. It was like 20 of us hardcore MD people, and the rest were just power. and they never spoke. And it didn't feel right. It lost its appeal. And that's when Atmo started, can't really get into too much detail. He was starting to play us as thugs against other alliances. And me and Hydro didn't like that. We didn't like that he was bringing in strangers. Before we knew it, when I was still working out with Pac, he brought Rage over, and that was the final straw. It was it. You brought him over, we're done. We just cut ties. That's when it was on.
Rage X.
Yep. It's like bringing, trying to think who's...
It's kind of like bringing Charles Manson into your Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, it's like bringing Pronger in, I guess. I mean, the guy just... Whatever came out of his mouth was just... It was a dagger in the back, or it was salt in your eye. It was... Screw you.
Yeah, he was intense, man.
He had some issues. Me and Hydro used to park our Bortus right next to his base, and he would pound us for hours. He'd feed our power destruction through the roof. And so we'd just sit there and go, what the hell's up with this guy?
The old days, yeah.
That's when we first met him. We knew he was great for power destruction. And we didn't even do anything. We just parked our ship next to his base, and he'd just start pounding. It's like, okay.
I used to...
It's like ants at a picnic.
Can't help it. It's there.
Exactly.
I used to PM him and say, "Hey, man, there's a lot of miners in this gas system. You think you could do something?" And he would never answer, but he would go clean that system.
He was a useful tool.
Yeah, and he never said like, "You got it, man," or "Screw you." But I would watch, and he would just go clear like half the system, sometimes the whole system, and then go away. It was great.
Those ads I used to run in the Galaxy chat actually paid off. I had regular people in my PM box constantly feeding me information on who was unshielded. And it was awesome. And I never divulged their names. They were always my little birds whispering in my ear. And I loved it. That's why I always ran them, because they worked. They worked well.
Now, do you think you could even get away with doing that kind of stuff on Galaxy Chat now?
Oh, yeah, I can. But yeah. See, I was a little more rude about it. You know, basically I would pick a name. I'd pick a name out of the hat. You know, someone who agitated me, and then I'd say, "Oh, he's giving free rub and tugs down at the whatchamacallit. And if you don't, you know," and that was just part of my propaganda. Or you don't like your neighbor shitting in your yard or peeking in your window, call me and I'll move them out for you. That stuff. But you can't name names.
Yeah.
You can't. There's a line, and I always walked the line, and I went over it 7 or 8 times, apparently. That's how many times I got banned.
Oh, really? I guess, to get banned, I guess you have to get reported, apparently?
Well, yeah, there's tons of reporters out there.
Yeah.
All you have to do is make one enemy, and you got a reporter.
Yeah. Galaxy Chat's kind of used to be my fun spot, but it just doesn't feel the same. I mean, I get told all kinds of stuff, you know, that, you know, you were there. You're a spammer too, I guess. I guess it's called spam.
Well, I run my ads.
Yeah.
I run, you know, and there's some people that just want to control. And the Galaxy Chat is supposed to be fun. That's the thing. You're supposed to make it fun. You don't go in there and literally talk trash, and it does happen. Trust me, I've been there. You know, battles get heated, you know, and it's your quick outlet. You don't go there day after day and like Pronger or whatever the skin guy's name is now. He keeps changing it so much.
Oh, the Skinwalker guy?
Yeah. But, you know, it's just, you gotta have a finesse about it. If you're gonna go in there and talk, you gotta be fun about it. You gotta have fun.
Yeah.
Laughter is the best thing. You go in there with hate, and it's just going to turn people off. Yeah. But hey, I'm arrogant. I'm sorry. I have an ego, but I have a persona. If I'm going to be in Galaxy Chat, I'm going to be arrogant. That's how I.
It's a game, right? I mean, it's
exactly
like when you're playing Super Mario Brothers. Guess what? You're playing the persona of Mario or Luigi.
Exactly.
I just try to have fun. I don't like the censorship of any kind, but I just post my links to my show, and so people can know that it's there and talk to their friends. And it sounds like you're doing the same thing, just having fun.
That's what it is, and I'm more 9 to 5 now. Generally, when I'm home, I'm with my family. If I play, it's because my wife is getting a therapy session in, as we call it. She'll grab Grand Theft Auto for an hour. She'll drive down Vespucci Beach and start mowing people over as her therapy. Because she works downtown, and she's always driving around a bunch of idiots who don't know how to drive.
Oh, she would just love to do it in real life, so get it out, right?
So exactly, she loads up her therapy session and she mows. In fact, I think her and my daughter are doing that right now. It's a bonding session.
Yeah, the games that my wife and I play together are, we have a Nintendo Switch, so it's like little cute Nintendo games, bouncing around.
My oldest daughter's 22. She brought one over 2 weeks ago. And we had a blast. We were playing, there's a Mario board game or whatever. And
yeah.
It was fun as hell.
You go around the board game, right, and try to get the stars?
Mm-hmm.
That's so fun. It's so fun.
Yep. Mario Kart.
Different games, all those different little mini games. I love it. It's fun.
It is. When you can play multiplayer, just about any game's fun. As long as you're all having fun. But I can't, I grew up with Atari. I grew up with ColecoVision, Nintendo. I had a Commodore 64.
I had this thing called the Odyssey 2.
I know it.
You know it? Yeah, it was like, I thought it was like the off-brand, but it was like, it had all the same games, like Pong. They were just named different. Mm-hmm. It was good. I like it.
I had older brothers, and they got me into Ultima, Bard's Tale, Wizardry, the classics. I was into role-playing big time.
Man, I loved the game from original Nintendo called Genghis Khan. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Is that a Konami game? Is it a war strategy type game?
Yeah. And
that goes along with the Nubungas, Ambition, and the Romancing the Three Kingdoms. I still have those.
Oh, man, I of course I don't, but I found like an emulator I can play that game. I can't save it, but man, you could be King Richard, you could be, I don't know, you could be Genghis Khan, you could be whatever Japanese emperor was there, different guys. But man, yeah, you try to conquer the world. And the game would go on forever. Like, if you had kids, when your ruler died, a kid got promoted. And the kingdom kept going.
That's how these games are set up.
So cool.
You had to unite, is what it was. At least for the games that I played. You had to unite Japan for Nubungas, and you had to unite China for Romancing the Three Kingdoms.
Yeah, mine was you had to unite the tribes of Mongolia, and then you could conquer the world.
Yep.
It was fun, man. I love that kind of strategy. You had to plan things. You couldn't just... Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, you got to build up your crops. You got to win the people's win the people's loyalty. Then you got to, at least the games I played, you had to recruit generals. You had to keep them loyal. Then you could steal other guys' generals.
Yeah, when you would defeat a country, sometimes there would be what did it say? It would say like, "There's a promising young man here. Would you like to recruit him?" I loved it.
Yep.
That and Panzer General. But I think that was PlayStation. But that was World War II strategy, tanks, planes. Mm-hmm. Oh, I loved it. It was very accurate. It had, the rocket, the ME-163 or whatever, that's rocket ship plane. Yeah, that was like, wow. It's like a bottle rocket, basically, with a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, man, they have cool stuff.
I've got a few emulators myself. I got a 64, Nintendo 64. I have a PlayStation 1. I have the Apple II emulator.
We have a Nintendo one, and I play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out a lot. I like if I set it all up and everything, I play that or Tecmo Bowl. The good old days.
I found out how to hack on those. There's a hack, and I learned how to hack on those.
Hey man, I never beat Mike Tyson. I have never beat Mike Tyson in all these years.
My best friend when we were kids used to love playing that. Oh, I remember the days. He'd just sit there and be popping on. He'd be smacking Soda Popinski and
yeah. There was King Tiger, I think, was one of them. And, yeah, it was fun. It was they had a big fat guy that was like Butterbean.
Yeah, that's the one I'm trying to think of. I can't think of his name though.
Yeah, I don't know what his name in the game was, but yeah, it was like Butterbean. You had to hit him in the stomach. That was good, man. I liked those games. It was just us, though. I mean, it wasn't like this multiplayer game that we play now.
It's amazing how it's evolved, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a world. It's like a metaverse, I guess, like as Zuckerberg would say.
Well, my first real taste of it was my brother got me into Diablo 1, but it was towards the ends, and I dove headfirst into Diablo 2 and Lord of Destruction. I was running an alliance in that too. It's where I really got my first taste of it. It was pretty successful until they caught us hacking. Took them a year to do it.
We had a buddy who owned like a little gaming place. Like when this is, I guess this is Xbox. It's got to be Xbox. And it was like Halo or Halo 2. It was Halo for a while, and he had a buddy who was hacking the Xbox, and I don't know what he was doing, but he was screwing it up. So it worked, but it would melt your Xbox down after a little while. It got too hot. And I was next in line when all of the Xboxes started popping off, and people were freaking out. And I was like, he's like, hey, you want your box done? I was like, no, sir, no. And then when Halo 2 came, of course, we all played together anyway.
I got into that for a little bit. That's because my best friend, before he went through his divorce, was playing that.
I've had the name in game of Kamikaze Weaver since then, since I got the Xbox. And believe it or not, you remember in Halo they had little clan tags or whatever, like a little face or a little fist or whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, our clan, I don't remember what it was, but I 15 years later, I see a guy with that clan tag on his calf somewhere, and I'm like telling my wife, look at this. Did you see that? Did you see that? And she's like, you're so weird. And I'm like, no, that's the clan tag.
Still around.
Still around. I don't know. It could be anybody, but it was just funny.
Well, it's great. It brings back memories. I mean, life's so short. It's amazing how fast this stuff goes.
Yeah, I miss some of those fun times like that. This Star Trek Fleet Command is not the same kind of. It's a different thing. Like it's kind of not fun sometimes, to be honest.
Well, it's the people. It's the whole thing is evolved around the community, and it's the whole reason why I came back. S-17. I mean, I had so many friends, or still have. The whole reason I came back is because I knew the reputation I built up, but yet I still came back.
Well, we've all known each other for so long.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like I've known Sarge since like the GOT days. Like that's got to be like February of 2019, maybe. I mean, very early on. And you were there too. You were there back then.
Oh yeah.
Well, when you're hitting ships out there, and I know you don't do it as much now, but maybe back from the old days, do you remember the best hate mail you ever received? That's a yes.
All right, I got death threats all the time. You took my money. That's real money you just took. I'm going to kill you if I find you. You know, that type of stuff.
Oh, man.
You know, and it wasn't that special. We had a guy named Harry Mudd. It was Harry something Mudd. It was the full name. We used to rush out to get this guy. If someone posted where he was, we raced for the hate mail. Because he wouldn't just leave you hate mail. He would go on for days with the hate mail. I mean, our hate mail section on Discord would be full of just this guy, and it would be just the one interaction, and he just would not let it go. But on your original question, it's not just that guy. I think the best one I ever got was I was called a baby seal clubber, and that one has stuck. To this day, I still think of that.
I've heard you say that before.
It's the best.
It's like, dang, man.
I mean, I flat out laughed so hard when I read that. I had to go back to tell the guy that it was the best one I ever got.
And he probably didn't take it like that. And he's like, man, screw you.
But it was the best way to describe it. I mean, he was quite literally hitting the nail on the head. I was literally a baby seal clubber.
It seems like it's calmed down now. I could hit a bunch of people. They don't send hate mail. They don't. I guess we're all.
I think it's because they finally know how the game is played. That's how I used to judge people. You know, if you could. This is a long little tirade I'm going to go on.
That's okay.
If you can take a hit, you earn respect. If you cry, you're going to get hit again and again and again. Because if you can take the hit and are all cool about it, like, oh, hey, you know what? I'll get you next time or something like that. No, you're going to respect the guy.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go in there, wah, I'm going to go back and I'm going to hit you. But this is how relationships are formed. At least I raided John Sable way back, and this is back when nobody shielded. I mean, I was running a Horizon when nobody shielded. I developed. I rated him good, and he was cool about it. I mean, he was so cool about it. I took him under my wing, and I gave him so much strategy of the game. And look where that paid off now. When I left Sarge, or when I was kicked out of SOS, quotation marks because I did wrong, but that morning I bumped into John Sable in the middle of nowhere. I seen him fly by in his Enterprise, and he messaged me immediately, knew who he was. And we started talking. Within 5 minutes, I was in live. Member for life now.
That's quick. That feels good, right? You just get fired, and somebody offers you a job right away.
Well, yeah, but of all people, John Sable.
Yeah.
The one guy, I mean, the Admiral. It's just the way karma works out.
Speaking of,
there's a lot of people like that. You come into my private messages and you're nice. I'm gonna open up to you. You ask questions. I'm gonna give you an honest opinion, and I'm gonna give you some damn good advice. And to this day, I still have about 5 or 6 people from the original that still, since they know I've come back, still ask me questions.
Isn't that funny? 2 years out and you're still being asked stuff.
Well, it's the name, man.
Yeah. I mean, you're Hello Kitty, man. I remember when people say, oh, Hello Kitty, that's a girl. And I go, no, Hello Kitty's a guy. Like, oh, no, but it's Hello Kitty.
Do you know why I picked the name?
No.
Have I ever told you the story?
No.
What stings more, being hit by the Grim Reaper or by Hello Kitty?
Yeah. That's true. That's
It's
true.
psychological. Everything can be propaganda. Everything can be psychological if you know what you're doing.
So if you had a tank, you'd probably have a big smiley face on it.
It would be pink.
Yeah. Well, do you guys follow Roe, and how do you feel about Roe?
I was there day one when it was developed. I was one of the members that me, GNN, Scott, a bunch of people that pretty much, I didn't come up with the concept, but I was there when the vote happened, and I supported it. We needed order, and trust me, I was the biggest chaos. I smashed everything, but there comes to a point where you got to think of the server. As I developed relationships and my no-hit lists and stuff like that, it just, you can't keep doing that. As a big guy, can't go through and just keep smashing. It turns people off. And for the better of the server, there had to be some type of order. So I support Roe. Probably 90%. I think the meridian on the lower deep space, at least the 100K nodes, I think there should be some leniency there, because the new guys that are coming into deep space, they need to mine it. They got to get on it. You can't hog nodes, but there's got to be some freedom there.
Let me tell you a little embarrassing story about today. I just realized this. I was going into like concentrated latinum systems with my Devore, not the Freesia or whatever, but the regular Devore, and I'd put the Ferengi officers on it. It would be pulling in like 13,000 an hour. And I thought, this is awesome. This is pretty good. And I would see all these guys with their horizons there, and I'm thinking, what are these idiots doing? That can't be doing any good. And then today, I happened to pop those same officers on the horizon, and it's like 86,000 an hour now. I'm the idiot.
A lot faster.
I'm the idiot.
But see, I'm thinking like you. But when that first came out, they didn't have the officers, and I could not find a node at all. If you had nothing other than the correct ship on that node, I'd smack you. But yeah, it's amazing how fast they are, isn't it?
Yeah, the horizon. Who would think?
I wish I still had one.
Oh well, I got about 4 of them. If you want them, I got a bunch of ships, man. I got a bunch of duplicates.
I can build unlimited them.
Oh, I know. That's one thing. There's a survey going around about Scopely, what can you fix? And like, man, my biggest one would be like, let me trade in all those Envoy blueprints for something else at a drastically terrible rate. But let me trade all that in. Let me trade in those. Yeah.
1,000 horizons for one Vortis. It would be better than just sitting on 1,000 horizon.
Yeah, just sitting there. And it's going to take me 4 days to build it anyway. I don't want to wait that long. Well, what do you think about territory space? I know you guys are down there.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It keeps the game very interesting. It's nice, but it's a double-edged sword, because if someone wants to direct a strike against your alliance, where you go?
Yeah, that's true. There's the crosshairs right there.
Exactly, but I have to admit, it's a very alluring thing. I mean, you have 5 territories, and it is, when Ink was challenging them, really get to see your ships in action. You get to inspire the troops, and when you get that victory, there's nothing more. It's a surge of energy and adrenaline and
dopamine.
Well, yeah, and the alliance, it gets so much tighter because everyone just shared in a major victory. It's so nice, but when you get on these boring days, you gotta defend, and it's like, oh, come watch the paint dry, you know?
Yeah, 50 ships in there, and nobody's there. And nobody comes to challenge.
Yeah, you know, a couple of us will pop in once in a while, and we'll say hi to someone else's TC once in a while, just to give them a little bit of a thrill.
I personally love territory space, but not for the same reasons. Like, I don't want anything to do with it except to go there and get big OPC miners. Like, it's just like a big trough for me with some fish.
You know, people blow some fits about it, but these ships mine so fast.
Yeah,
it's nothing. I mean, it's nothing. I mean, I can go in and I can milk a G4 ore node in about an hour and a half, 150K, and I'm making it hand over fist. One load is nothing to me, you know.
Yeah.
I probably just screwed myself by saying that, but you know, I've got 2 Meridians. I mine them in pairs. If one gets hit, I think of that as the decoy. The other one, because trust me, anybody that knows me knows I watch.
Hey, and I just, once again, I want to give a shout out and a thank you to my favorite Territory Space Alliance, and that is EK, Eternal Knights. I love you guys. Keep going OPC. I love people who don't care about their miners. And you guys, you're my favorite alliance. So there you go.
EK's a great group. I've been over there for a couple times when I was first developing the jelly.
Everybody loves them. I have no complaints about them. Seriously, they're great guys. They don't sometimes chase me if I start getting greedy. And they'll be waiting for me in the next system, and that's fun. That's like, kind of like the old days. So I can cloak now, and I can send in other ships, but I love it when they're chasing my regular ship, and then I'll have a little cloaked ship right by the miner, and
now
it's fun.
Now, let me ask you, how do you feel about the cloak?
I think the cloak is broken at times. I paid money for these cloaking abilities, and I'll actually show the video on this video right here. I'll show you how when EMC was killing us and they were busting up one of our armadas, and these dudes knew exactly where I was. They could see me clear as day, and they would chase me and follow me, and
until you came out of your cloak.
Until I got tired of it and I went and landed on a gas node so they could kill me because I was tired of it.
Yeah.
I got the footage I needed. And
I know the bug well because I've run across that bug a couple times. I would see an Enterprise with no tag or nothing fly by me. It's like, I see you, but you can't click them.
Yeah, it's basically a portable shield is what it is. Like, you can't, it's kind of like you're in hyperspace. They can see you, but you can't be hit. That's basically what it is. But sometimes it works great. You can sit there in a system and wait, but like in a territory capture, when we were doing that, whatever that event was, we would just go in and cloak and sit. So,
and that's how you scored a lot of points because you got extra points for being cloaked.
Yeah, that, and we didn't score a lot of points because there was only like 4 or 5 of us.
But
still, we got like 30 points. It was enough to get some kind of an award.
Well, it got you on the board.
Yeah, we got some payouts. For a little alliance, we do pretty well. I mean, we're not top 10 in these events, but we'll get like 30th place, and that gets you a little bit. I mean, it feels good.
Sometimes you can't put a price tag on friendship.
No.
With the right chemistry.
Yeah.
And you could be 30th place, but at least you're logging, you're having fun, and you know these people well.
Yeah, that's the real part of it. So,
which brings me back to why I came back.
Yeah, it's the people, right?
Mm-hmm. It's the people.
Now tell me about this game you played while you were gone. I'm very intrigued by the visuals that I've seen.
All right. It is a China-based game. Another version, Taiwan. It was it's called Ninja Girls. There's various spin-offs of it. There's Girl X Battle, but it's basically the same game. There's so many aspects to this game because as we have our PvE, you have your campaign mode. You go through with various stages with your girl. You got to build them up, and oh God, your girls. Every time you get like 5 levels, have to rebuild their gear, and it took forever. But you got your core group of girls, and then you slowly accumulate from events or whatever these other girls, and every time as the game would progress, they would release better girls, and so your good girls would slowly start falling to back, and they start becoming junk. And you would pair them up. You get the right group of 5, because you can have 5 in a team. You go head to head. We had an arena. They would have a match, a global. We had 170 some servers, and everyone would compete in an arena against anybody. And it was a level playing field. All your girls were equal power. It was your bonuses. As you get girls, you get bonuses for having the girl. And that's where the game would go, okay, all right, you're a step above this player because you have this girl, because she gives you a certain bonus. But anyways, you would have your arena matches. There was also both one-on-one, and you would pair up 5 groups of 5, and you would go head-to-head with players. And then on your individual server, you had one-on-one. It was just one team versus another team, and that's how you got your, like Latinum in our game. Yeah. We got Diamond. And first place would get 750, which is a lot. It was great because you have 255 girls. You have to learn who does what and how to pair them and work the intricacies. But it was intense because you could have some serious battles going. I mean, to the naked eye, the normal person that looked, they just like, oh, it's just a bunch of anime girls fighting. No, nothing like that.
It sounds like it's good strategy while you were gone for this game.
It was, but my God, you think this game's bad? Mm-hmm. That game, it had a lottery system. You didn't just flat out go, I want that. And it was a lottery. You got 1 of 5.
Oh.
And the good girls didn't drop so easy. It was hard, but I ended up beating the game. I was the second person to do it. They have a thing called the Conquest. And you have 55 laps, 55 nodes per lap. Each node would have maybe 3 or 4 different teams you had to fight against, and they were handicapped. And every time you did a lap, the girls got harder. You still had to complete the same tasks, but basically lap 8 was the last lap. Your girls had to be completely maxed. You had to have every girl in the game to even be able to beat lap 8. Second person to do it. And that's why I stopped. Once you beat the game, it was like...
Yeah, you flipped it like the old days.
Oh, well, they stopped releasing new content. People were slowly leaving, and it was like, I just got on here, and all my friends are leaving. You know?
Yeah, that's no fun.
And there's only like 2 people left on the game now.
Really?
I'm still on the Discord server, and they're all playing different games. They're playing Genshin Impact and all other stuff. Well, here I am playing Star Trek.
Yeah, I tried playing EVE online, but I couldn't even turn my ship around, man. So I was like, whatever. It's too realistic. So I stick with this game.
I'm happy where I'm at.
Well, let me ask you, what's your favorite alliance besides your own, and why? Your favorite?
God. I would narrow it down. I respect Inc. I gotta give props to Proton. He and Admiral Proton have always been good riders.
He's a good guy.
We've had our fair share of headbutts, but I gotta give him props. He stuck it out all this time. Still there.
Yeah,
but
I've been in Proton, and that guy cares about his team, and that's,
I believe it.
Yeah, I mean he makes the hard decisions. Like, they're not popular decisions sometimes, but he will end a situation by making the hard choice. And you got to respect him for that.
Oh yeah. God, I don't know. I don't know if I can put my finger on. I know in the old days, I can't pick my own. No.
You can pick. You're in LVE right now, or live, so you can pick anything other than that. So yeah, you can go back.
I tell you right now, Raid. In the old days, those are my boys. Every one of them. Every one of them. Even little Bo Peep, who don't play anymore. She went to a different server. She runs another line.
She's smart. I had an alt on a European server because I got in with some people and I was going to do like videos over there. But it turns out if you're in America and you're playing on like a European server or a Pacific server, APAC server, the lag is even worse than we have. It's unplayable. So I got to give props to people who can put up with that, because I couldn't. I just killed that account because it was just too much.
No, you gotta have real time. You can't play up the lag. Trust me, I've tried.
Oh yeah, you could mine and you could chat in Galaxy Chat. That's about it. So Raid is your favorite. So what's your least favorite alliance?
Oh. I never really thought of that.
It's a tough one.
I couldn't really. All right, whoever Skin Flute Boy, whatever his alliance, there you go. That's my least favorite.
That guy? Okay, perfect. I don't like him either. I mentioned him in a recent interview again. Like, I didn't mention him by name, but that single alliance. I'm not talking about you, Baby Yoda. I love you, man. But other people in these one-man alliances are just kind of like causing trouble, man.
Oh, they don't last. Believe it or not, if you don't feed them attention and just let them do their thing and counter their moves, but don't give them attention, they're going to get bored.
Yeah, they're going to go away.
Mm-hmm. You look, there are people quitting. Want to go out with a blaze of glory, and they just kind of fade away.
Kind of like Oucher, right? Oucher faded away and went away after, as it turns out, it probably wasn't Oucher. He had probably sold his account, and that was who was disrupting memorials, it turns out, but still had the Oucher name.
Memorials are just a target. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It is a drama fest. I try to just throw my ship in there to represent, but if it gets hit, oh well.
Yeah, you got to know it's going to happen, especially with these guys who are these anonymous guys like Pronger. They're going to do it because they're just a-holes.
Yeah, but he's level 29.
Yeah, I know.
He's irrelevant. Why do you guys give him so much attention?
I don't. I could care less about that dude.
I get sucked up into it too.
Yeah, I get sucked in when when these guys are calling him out and calling him Jones and Canna and Chewy and everybody. He's been everybody in my book. I don't know who he is, but he's a star of a couple of my videos. So he's famous in my world.
You wanted to give Star Trek and Enema a stick of here?
Well, it was really, he works for Yeomanence. He's Yo's like lieutenant, and Yo's the real evil behind the scene. He just uses Pronger as like muscle, a level 29 muscle.
Mosquito.
Yeah.
With West Nile.
So, what level are you right now?
46.
Okay, that's good. That's respectable. What's your favorite ship you have?
Oh, I just scrapped my favorite. Original Bort, number 2 on the server.
Oh, really?
I worked hard for that. Hydro had the first. He beat me by a week. First started playing. I run across Romulan trained fighters way back. Only had them for a week before they nerfed them. Gave 10 times the faction rep when you hit them, and they were just normal ships. Have any special ability. They were just called trained Romulan patrols, and they gave a ton of rep.
There were a lot of little.
I farmed that. Yeah. It was just a beginning system, Durham or whatever. It was like the first Romulan system I could get into, and I seen them, and I just farmed the crap out of them. And me and Hydro wanted to get faction ships. That was our advantage. But little did we know, when we finally busted our butts to get them, they were nerfed. They only did 100. They came out of the box at 150 power, like 3 times less than the Kamari, but with the regular price tag on them.
Yeah.
To upgrade a weapon, it cost that much nerfed to upgrade a weapon to get no power out of it. Yeah. We had to wait a month till a bunch of people finally got them, and then they unnerfed them. It was like, there goes our advantage, but we still built them up.
Yeah. I just recently got a Bortus. I finally locked all 3, and had like 89,000 Klingon credits I had to burn. I guess I didn't have to, but
well, when you start learning the art of scrapping, because that's what you do when you hit the grade 4. You have to hit all your. You want to max your bread and butter. Your one ship that really does the job for you. It's your red killer. I recommend at least 2 epic ships maxed. One skinned, that's your bread and butter. That's the one that kills the reds. Then after that, level 39, max 2 epics. Try to get your grade 3 needs done. So when you progress to level 40, you're scrapping ships to make up the lack of G4 materials.
Yeah.
And that's how I do it. I mean, I've scrapped on my 8th Lego, 3 Borts. Just did a Brel yesterday. It's just that's how you supplement your needs. Is you're scrapping those crappy ships, and they're believe it or not, they're pretty cheap. I can go buy a Lego for 10,000 credits.
Yeah.
Not even that.
Yeah, it's about that. It's not bad.
Yeah, and it has a decent payout.
I got a bunch of Mayflowers, so I'm just waiting.
Well, trust me, when you hit level 40 plus and you start scrapping them, you'll thank yourself for it, because that's going to feed whatever ship. And to anybody that's listening, if you get a jellyfish, don't bust your butt on it. Get it up to where it can efficiently fit your needs until you get a grade 4 warship. Don't get the minor. Get the warship first. That is going to be your new bread and butter. You scrap your ships to feed it.
But those miners sure look cool.
Yeah, they're not that special.
That Klingon one looks like a cockroach, kind of.
I call it the bitcher.
Yeah, that's a funny name too.
But I mean, you can get by. I mean, as you progress through the 40s, you get warp range through your research. Before you know it, your faction miners are getting into deep space so easily. You don't have to max them. You can get by. You just need the one ship. If you can just get one faction to like T7, T8, it can do all your work that you need to do to get you by.
I'm taking notes. I got to take notes. This is good stuff.
Right now, if you're free to play, do not go past 39.
I'm staying at 39 for a long time. I don't.
There's a reason why they make level 40 no mat cost. I mean, look at it. It's just resources. It's a trap.
Yeah. I got to be able to kill an armada or something like that. I got to kill an epic armada to get some part to be able to go to 40, but
you only need to do it the one time.
Yeah.
And you got to have an epic ship to kill an epic armada to get these special things.
Yeah.
It's not that special. Don't bust your butt. Right now, it's a trap.
Oh, I could do that with my Ent. I found a nice little system with some really weak epic armadas. I could kill it with my Ent, but I don't care. I'm not going to go there for a while.
Yeah, but when you see what level 40 requires, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Level 40 for buildings and stuff is nothing. As soon as you get a taste of 41, a shipyard, I believe, it's like 20 or 60,000 uncommon. Just uncommon.
That's crazy.
Or no, common mats. Excuse me.
Oh, common, yeah. But still.
60,000 common. But it's your first wall. It's the shipyard. And then before you know it, it's like, whoa, this is starting to really hurt.
I mean, what do you do to get that stuff besides pay for it?
You scrap ships.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got it. Level 40 is not free to play.
Yeah.
It's not. But they're slowly easing it in there. They're trying to get more people in there, as you notice by the billion tokens that they're handing out left and right.
Yeah.
They're setting it up to wear it, but they're just dragging their feet about it.
Yeah, we have a new community manager as well. This guy named Eco. And there's a lot of promises being thrown out about fixing things that are broken in the game and making things better. So we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the server merge. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I don't think we're merging anytime soon. We've got some good alternate accounts that are big and that don't belong here anymore, but they're being propped up, and that'll kill that.
Well, you just look at who's active, who's really active.
I think that's why they do those cross-server wars, and you can tell which server has the people from that event and who's playing.
I don't bother with a lot of those. I don't have the time.
Yeah, I don't play as much as I used to. I get on, I say a couple things, and I get off, and it's just more fun that way. Just kind of come in and blast stuff.
The first time they ran an event similar to that, way back when, me and Tess were in, what is that one? It's starts with an N. It's the neutral. It's your grade 3. It's got ore and gas.
Oh, I know where those are. Yeah.
But it's like a level 27.
Yeah.
We were the only two people that could even reach that far. They ran an event that recycled every 6 hours. And that event was terrible because it took 4 hours just to kill all the hostiles. And it's like, man, how am I going to get time to sleep? But it was one of the few times they actually gave away mats. That's how important this event was and how crappy and greedy they were back then. I mean, it's just like, here's some breadcrumbs, jump on it. But you got to work your butt off all day to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I logged in today and I looked at Faction Hunt. They've really reduced the amount you get per ship now. Like, I think I need 1,300 or something to finish the event, but it's 14 points per, like, 43 or 42 or 43. The ones I hit, it's like 15 points. That's going to take a long time.
I put a speed crew on a D4. At least that's how I used to do it. I put like a pan crew with Curon.
Yeah.
D4, and my D4 is skinned, so I do the 70% extra towards reds. That ship is so fast, I can run anybody.
Yeah, that's a fast ship.
I go to one of those Klingon or Romulan 34 systems that has the interceptors or whatever, and there's just like triple the reds there, and you can't go anywhere without bumping into a red. And you just go through it, just chew them up. Within about 20 minutes, you're done.
Yeah, I'm up in like a 43, like a Romulan 43 that I found, that little tritanium system that I just like. It's got miners and explorers, so I like those. I can kill those.
I've got a workbook too. Tippy top before. I'm not getting in. I won't go into mortal space. I should show you some screenshots of them.
Way up there.
The ships up there have abilities.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they work against you. So if you try to go in there using your battle triangle, like the first 5 rounds, it gets 50% extra critical damage or something like that.
Really?
Against certain type ships.
Oh
Yeah. I think it's level 48 can hit the Borg. You seen the Borg, the lock zone up there?
No.
Those are assimilated ships. So you're seeing Kelvin, seeing Valdor's up there, and they're assimilated. I could have swore they had abilities, unless they nerfed it recently. The first time I went up there, I thought they had an ability, but now they're not. Oh God, those ships! They have some type of a mission bonus. When you kill a ship, you get a mission credit on top of the parts or whatever.
Yeah, that's a different world, man. That's a different.
Yeah.
I just like killing.
I think it's 48 unlocks that. I can't unlock.
Yeah. Well, I have my max range is like 105, but I did max my discovery, so I'm pulling ships all over the place. That's way better.
No, your discovery, you're going to use it all the time. I still use it. I parked my Antares in 150 space on a 2.4 million gas node. 2 days. When this mining event went, I was literally max cargo when the event ended. On an Antares. So, I mean, I had almost 5 million gas on that. But see, that's where the gentleman's thing is.
Yeah.
You don't look for OPC, you look for zeros.
So you can get a node, basically. That's all it is.
Exactly. We don't hunt OPC. At least I don't.
You're wasting.
And I don't like hitting zeros myself. I want, when someone sees me flying by, I don't want them to flinch, going, "Oh God, is he going to hit me?" Yeah. I want them to go, "Oh, it's just him. Don't worry about it." I'm not that guy anymore. I play aggressive, but we all work. It's adult space is how I look at it. We're all adults. We don't play the game anymore.
Yeah, I hit OPC.
It's too much time.
I hit OPC because I like it because I can't get. I don't have a territory, so I can't get the 2-star ISO and 3-star ISO. So I got to get it from somewhere.
Well, I could see your side of the argument.
Yeah, if I don't mind that because I can't mine it, so I go get it, and then I mine the 1-star. I don't care about your 1-star systems. If you're way over, maybe, but I don't usually go through those.
When Pocket Burrito was in Hunt, hey man, I get some ISO, and I'm like, hey, I'll just park my Meridian next to your base. It's all fully loaded. I forgot I had a Lorca crew on there. It took them 7 hits just to get I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, that used to be a what was it, a swarm? A swarm thing. You'd fill up your Franklin and park it for people.
Yep. But I try to pay it forward. I mean, my miners are so. I got a level 40. I mine est.
Well, I guess you kind of answered this earlier about why you continue to play the game. It's the people, sounds like.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm not in GC trash talking. I'll be in there once in a while, but I'm not in GC like I like my family.
Yeah,
I built some serious relationships in life.
I get on Galaxy Chat just to. When people start taking everything too seriously, that's like a big target for me.
Bingo.
I'm after you. Oh, you think I'm evil in real life or something? This is a game. I'm just a guy.
Sometimes people put bait out there. It's like if you go into Galaxy Chat, you gotta have thick skin. You gotta be able to wipe stuff off your shoulders. You're gonna get slung.
Yeah, people go in there.
Laugh at.
They'll go in looking for trouble. I've found.
It'll find you.
Yeah, so just go in. I post my stuff and I get out, and I don't play much. I do whatever I need to do for dailies or whatever I feel like doing. If I want to do an event, I'll do it. If it's good for my alliance, I'll do it. If it's not, I don't really bother.
I definitely gotta give some shout outs though.
Let's do some shout outs right now.
Well, I gotta thank my boy John Sable for giving me one of the best homes I've ever had. He's got a good group there in life. I mean, every one of them welcomed me with open arms. No talk about you're a dick, you did this to me. Not one. It's nice. Joe, great guy. He's behind the scenes. He's like my hydro. Very smart. He is meticulous because he doesn't just grow. He wants to make sure he maxes each level out. I gotta respect him for that.
Yeah, because I'm a little of a speed monster when it comes to leveling up.
Iron Man, love him or hate him, he's on my team.
Hey, I interviewed him. He is controversial on one side and he's loved on the other.
That's exactly it. How it is. Not my team. Taco Burrito, Scrappy, those two are my aggressive players. I got Arg now.
Oh, yeah?
Arg used to be in ZFG.
Oh, yeah.
Turning into my boy. Very smart. Huntress. Holy shit. He makes me blush. Holy cow. He's another tough one. If you wanna use yourself, see if you're strong 39, look at her power. Holy shit. She has more power than a lot of 40s, 41s, and 42s. And she's just a 39?
Hey, man, I'm like the weakest 39 in the game.
Not going any further.
Nope.
And you keep getting stronger. Tank it up. Gun them epics. TJ is my boy also. Oh.
You cut out there for a second.
I smile. I mean, it's nothing more fun than logging on and saying hi. Something funny.
You're cutting out a little bit, man. You might adjust or something.
This is the Bermuda Triangle of my house. I was out on a balcony most of the time.
Yeah, now the
cold in Michigan.
Yeah, I'll say, hey, we'll make it fast. Keep going though. Let's do some more shout outs. I think I got most of Huntress.
We got TJ, Anna. Oh God, Canna. Oh.
Canna's a handful.
Oh, Canna's awesome. I love Canna. So animated. We were on voice chat one day, and oh my God, he had me rolling. I almost pulled over to stop the car because I was laughing so hard. God. So just the whole family's pretty good. I mean, I got Hal. Hal's running, he's over in Blaze. Bisco, he's over in Blaze. The family, you know, you get some people that are hardcore live and they just kind of move over to other parts of the family just to fill in gaps. It's nice. I mean, you're welcome to go anywhere in the family. No questions asked.
I mean, you guys are a really strong group of alliances.
Yeah, you know, we get to move around, we get to make friends, and that's how you kind of get that. It's how you feel like it's one big family. That's the magic of why this group has become what it has, and why they've survived so long. It's that magic.
It's funny it's funny seeing those old school, like SCE, LVE, PIF, No. Some of these old school alliances are still around. Oh, Dune. Dune is one of them. And you know...
You want to talk about that so bad.
You know about Dune? What was I going to ask you about Dune? Oh, yeah. Tell me about...
Ranger Ron. Yeah. Ranger Ron approached me way back when, before I first left. When I left Ring. He wanted me to help kind of make his alliance good again. Great, or whatever. So I took Warco, Primus, Little Bo Peep. We went over there. He did his introduction, and I went through and I started to get to know people. I was letting them know kind of what expected. More team-based participation, you know. Get to know each other, kind of. These are your people who are supposed to have your back. I've met nothing but resistance from day one. Oh my God. There was 2 or 3 of them. They were like those, like a council meeting, and you always got that one guy. No, and everyone else is saying yes, and it's like, why are you voting no? Out of spite.
Yeah, I don't like you guys.
That's what it was. I had 2 or 3 old hippies. Oh my God, they fought me tooth and nail. I think it was a week. I just said, fuck it. Done. I changed the name to AARP and I walked. I was so furious.
I remember when that was happening, I kept telling everybody that you had kidnapped Ron and put him in your trunk, and you were driving around as the leader of Dune with the old leader in your trunk.
Poor Ron. He just wanted to retire. He said, or he just wanted to just take a backseat. He was done being an admiral, and I could see why, but poor Ron. He was caught up in all that. It's like I gave it back to him. I could have been a dick and thrown people out, but that's not.
No.
You know, no.
It wasn't a good fit, so just move on, right? And that's funny.
No alliance with Zeus. I have to admit, though. I learned so much my visits there. I have to admit, Zeus is one of my favorite admirals from the old school days. and it wasn't a powerful alliance, but they also had that magic. I mean, my God, every member always chimed up the alliance chat. It was always alive. It was always fun and games. You know, I could go over there and I guaranteed to have a good time.
Yeah, they're peaceful.
So much. I incorporated so much of that into Raid.
Really?
Yeah, Zeus is by far one of my favorite admirals. I can't talk him up enough because he was the glue, and it was the lightning rod that just absorbed those were all great guys. They weren't that powerful. They weren't, but they were scrappers, you know? They were great. It was a good alliance. I was very, very happy.
I was there for a little while. I after I left ZFG, I hung out in No for a while, and they had this weird strategy. They had a little hive, but they dumped all their resources. They didn't shield, and like that was their strategy. Like, if you're going to attack me, I guess you're just going to attack me, but I don't care.
Well, I remember I told Zeus, I will back. He's getting raided. I will back any one of his members, and I wouldn't ask for anyone from Raid to help me. It was just me. You know, it was my personal thing. You know, and I had a lot of those. You know, I would raid anybody. If your shield was down, I don't care if you're my best friend. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to steal. But other than that, I backed anybody. But
I'm going to ask you to make a choice now. You can choose door number 1 or door number 2.
I'm an oddball, so I'll shoot door number 1.
Okay, well. So you get the deep question then. If you died today, how would you like to be remembered?
Oh, Jesus.
I told you could choose door number 2, which was like super happy, what makes you happy question, but no, you got this one.
Brutally honest. I've always prided myself on not sugarcoating things, hiding stuff. Not all the best decisions are special or nice. You gotta make the hard choices. Good father. My children have lucked out because that philosophy, my oldest, when she first was trying to be deceptive, she couldn't sleep at night. She ended up fessing up about it. You know, it's reasoning it out. Like, for instance, with my wife. I'm not the type of person to throw daggers. Don't say things to her. It's the best way to go through life. You know, if you're not communicating, I don't know, maybe I'm just not reading into this. That's a deep question, damn it.
I know. That's why I got you on that one.
Yeah, you did.
Well, HelloKitty. Thanks for chilling with me.
Well, hey, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, man. I'll see you in the game.